I've been talking about working on this deck on stream a little bit. I think I showed it off, or I showed off maybe like 56 cards last week sometime. But the idea here is that we're circling back to the Sunken Citadel Field Monumental Henge engine. This is something we played back when the ring was legal, where you would use Henge to find main deck Relic of Progenitus, main deck Portable Hole, main deck, and then you could also find your Isochron Scepters and could also find your One Rings. Then the ring got banned, and so I shelved this like pile, and then Ketramose got printed, and it's kind of interesting that not only like I think Ketramose even just works better in this shell because it makes the main deck Portable Holes and Relics that you are already playing better. In a simple word, better. And Monumental Henge is a really, really powerful land. It enters untapped a huge chunk of the time, and for 4 mana untap, you can look at the top 5 cards of your library, put a historic card among them, and put them into your hand. So this digs you really deep for Ketramose Scepter, which is the big part of your game plan, and then also a few incidental hits too. Super duper nice to have access to like this like value engine in the lands. I was feeling really comfy with it last game, although we ended up top decking really well anyways. I think that's... I don't know if there's like too much to get into beyond that. Is Dam better than Wrath of God? Dam is really tough to cast. Keen Sense. I don't know. I don't know if they tested it or not. I mean, we played both together, and it was kind of hard to evaluate. Or Noble Hierarch. I think we're getting infected here. Yep. So 1 card in their hand. The Rancor is pretty good here, I guess. Let's kick an Orim's Chant as we hope to find a Portable Hole or a Solitude. Or anything. They're responding to this Orim's Chant here. I think that they think this is just a silence. The 3 mana Siege Rhino and the new Tarkir will probably be the stuff of endless, naively hopeful 8 Rhino decks. I'm pretty interested to see how that card performs. So are y'all gonna play Chant here to try to avoid a protection spell on the Glistener Elf? Seems fine to me. Seems like they have a Vines of the Vast Wood, the way they like tap the mana there, right? What the fuck? It's pretty good. Pretty good. So next turn we can try to Henge for another Portable Hole if we brick. If we're alive. Is this Become Amends? Might of Old Kurosa. So this is 9 Infect. So it seems like they have a Become Amends, so we don't counter. It's making me work for it. I draw a 3rd Relic. All right, looking for a Portable Hole. Is it okay? I guess is this mathematically better than going Relic Pop? Because I get 5 looks at 3 Portable Holes. I do think we need to get the calculator out for this. I actually think it's probably better to go Relic Pop, but let me see if my math is right. Okay, so we have a population size of 47. A sample size of 5 with 3 Portable Holes left in our deck. So we are 30% to hit there. Now, our sample size could change to 2 if we go to 2 Relic Pops. But instead of hitting just 4 Portable Holes, we could hit 4 Solitudes. We could hit the 3 Portable Holes. And we could also hit a Knight. Or we could hit Orim's Chant. But we can't hit Knight off the second one. So let's put that number up to 7. 2 chances. Let's put it up to 9 and like not count the Knight. 35. Okay, so even this is plus the Knight, so seems mathematically correct. Oh, sorry, the Chant doesn't work actually. Can't cast this. Chant actually doesn't work because we won't be able to kick it. Okay. So we did brick. Let's see if we would have hit the portable hole. No. All right. Game 2. Down a game against Infect. Uh-oh. Doesn't seem like we're doing too bad game 1 against them between our removable spells and Scepter Chant. I do think Reprieve is kind of an embarrassing card against them. I guess I'm going to play Vindicates. Got plenty of answers to Inkmoth Nexus. I'm not really worried about Inkmoth. Finroos Cloud. Dedicated Infect pilot on YouTube. Almost 5-0'd recently with Bant Infect. Losing a close Game 3 last round. Cool. Of your recent promising pre-DFT brews, what do you think can explore more to push over the edge? Nautilus, Magosi, others. I want to play the Neoform Oculus deck again. I was liking that one. Yeah, we did drop the Chally. Lost to Eldrazi and lost to Black-White Ketramose and beat Necro Ketramose. Is Dampings from the play ever worth it? I don't have enough reps with Infect to answer that question. Yeah, that Beseiju was crazy. Seems like I could name White and get a Swamp off the field. Is there a reason to run Wrath of Dam? It pitches to Solitude and doesn't get snared, but I'm not sure if that's enough of a reason. Shaco the 43, thank you so much. Well, definitely don't want to field first and give them mana. Do want to field before my opponent can protection spell here. Do you think there's an Eldrazi Displacer deck around there? So yeah, I've been working on Eldrazi Ketramose. It's getting kind of close. We might play that this week. I have kind of waffled a little bit on to include Eldrazi Displacer or to not include Eldrazi Displacer. At the moment, I'm pretty firm on no Eldrazi Displacer, it seems. Surprise, surprise. We'll just hold up mana here. Two poison. Ketramose. I'll also take a portable home. Opponent's pausing like they have a Beseiju. So I think I portable hold the Hierarch. And then if they have a Beseiju, they'll Beseiju this. And I'll get to Vindicate. Okay, just Divines. It's okay. Gonna proactively pressure their graveyard some here. I think I'm just going to cycle the Spellbomb. We could find another land and maybe kick an Orim's Chant, but it also seems kind of prudent. Or maybe I should say that with this Orim's Chant, it seems a bit more likely that I would just like Solitude the Inkmoth Nexus and Orim's Chant first to play around protection spells if they pumped the Inkmoth Nexus. Otherwise, I'm not going to do anything. Thanks again, Shaka, for the 43. Good to see you. You try a Monument and Living End yet? I was thinking about like I was back on Displacer. I just kind of don't think it's really good against anything. You know what I mean? It's just besides it's like good with Ketramose, but isn't good against anything. Just isn't a great place to be. Okay, so they milled over a Consign, a Rancor, a Breeding Pool, and an Inkmoth Nexus. They choose the Breeding Pool. It seems that they have exactly enough to become immense if they sack the spawn. And that would be lethal, in fact. Obviously, we have a couple ways to stop that. And it just, it doesn't seem like I should really do anything. Seems like I could just let them fire this in. Nice. Yeah, let's just, I think I'm pitching Vindicate. This way I can use the Monumental Henge to dig for a Scepter. And let's keep the Relic in play for now, too. Interesting. What do you think of Rumble and Infect? I can't say I understand exactly what it's trying to do. To me, it seems like Green Sun Zenith would be like the the tutor I'd be playing. I like Rumble is a really good card, but it doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense. And in fact, I guess it helps with your Become Immenses, which is not nothing. Definitely not nothing. Okay, we finally found our Ketramose, but let's get the Scepter Chant lock going first, and then we can go Ketramose in addition to Scepter next turn. Although we may get Besaged. They did kind of act like they had a Besaged a couple turns ago. I bought 3 Ketramose. Do I need the 4th? I only ever played blue decks. I've been playing a lot of Ketramose, obviously, the last 3 weeks. Not once have I played less than 4, and not once have I wanted to play less than 4 in a deck that I warped my deck around playing Ketramose. So I would encourage you to play 4, yes. Didn't play around Mana Leak, nerd. Let's fucking go. So maybe I don't kick so I can activate this Henge. I think that's fine. No spells, no spells. No attacks. No Ketramose. Okay, now I can kick and Henge. Miracles and Humans, Modern Topics, Mana Leak, Cryptic Passing Play again. Everything perfect, except for Path Exile. Every time someone types Path Exile in chat, I feel cyberbullied. Oh, Spike, I clicked your stream today because it said Isochron Scepter. Thank you. What can I do to earn your click tomorrow? Any other pet cards? Guess we're in a portable hole. And not only am I like always wanting to play 4 Ketramose, in my Ketramose decks I'm also dying to draw it constantly. So there's that. Try to play around Mana Leak in Game 3. Since you refuse to play Vintage, can we get some Garth One-Eyed so I can see you play Black Lotus? I like Vintage. I always, like, whenever there's a Vintage showcase popping up, I'm like, maybe I'll play it, and then I usually do anything else with my day. But Vintage is a format that's very hard to, like, innovate in unless you're playing it really regularly. You know, I am actually level 1. How's Vindicate been? I think Vindicate's a good sideboard card. It's really versatile, and it helps because there's a lot of bases to cover, as it were. I mean, it's possible my opponent goes like Sorcery Speed Pump, and then I would kick an Orim's Chant. But Stuck Up PO, Justin plays the deck. Yeah, I like that deck too. I watch Justin play it sometimes. Justin is a great streamer, you know. Like, I would be lying if I didn't say, like, Justin being, you know, the, you know, it kind of feels like every format has a me, you know, like, Standard has Ash and it has Croakies, and Vintage has I am actually level 1, and, like, Legacy has Jarvis, and Pioneer has Doomwake, and it's just like, you know, It's good to let other people in the community have their area of expertise. Am I dying to the oofs? This is 12 damage right now. So if my opponent spell pierces me, I could lose if they have spell pierce plus protection plus pump spell. I'm gonna cast the Wrath of God. All right. Three cards in their hand. A Blighted Agent has entered the chat. And Ketramose maybe just in time. So I'm going to kick the Orim's Chant next turn. And hopefully draw infinity cards. They have Dismember. Okay, no Dismember. Dumake plays Pioneer since when he plays an Arena that's not real Pioneer. I don't know. I mean, Dumake has been that person for Pioneer for a long time. I mean, there's also Todd for Pioneer. And it's like you have to play a format like full time to like be able to innovate on it. You know what I mean? It's not super possible to part-time innovate, in my opinion. At least for me, like I remember when I was just trying to like jump into standard and like find something game changing really fast. It just takes so long to get to a point where you can like change a format, where you can innovate on a format. It is just not something you can do quickly. Yeah, it does seem like they've got vines. I agree. Now I don't know what this is. Consign, maybe? They consign a single card draw. I mean, I sure did get mana leaked last game. I feel like I should be playing around the mana leak. So I can go. I guess I can't go Phantom Vindicate, can I? But I can target this and then maybe tap him out a little bit. And then I think if they sack the Waterlogged Grove, I would just Vindicate a land. Maybe I'll still just Vindicate a land. I think instead of just Vindicating a land, I'm going to cycle the Nihil Spellbomb. Draw a card. Okay, find Portable Hole. So I mean, we're just gonna get vines is the problem. So yeah, I'm just gonna Vindicate the Hedge Maze so I don't die, or probably don't die. That was a challenge. You want 1/2 drop. Eldrazi seemed tough for the deck. We also lost to regular Ketramose beat Necro Ketramose. They have 4 cards in their hand. I'm at 0, in fact. They cast a Malevolent Rumble. They mill over a Glistener Elf, a Misty Rainforest, a Blighted Agent. They choose Misty Rainforest. And then they play a Collector. Okay, well. I guess we didn't have that much to fear. See if we find another portable hole. Find a relic, which we can't use with the oof, of course. Doesn't seem like there's much reason to attack with the Phantom, since the Ketramose is just going to 2-turn clock them. We might as well try to play around a big trampling oof. One of the covers to Esther's tree is flying away, so I'm going to go grab it. Okay. Sorry for the slow roll, opponent. I was saving the tree. Why no Ephemerate in the Solitude, White Orchid Phantom Ketramose deck? I think you need a little bit more targets. I don't think that Ketramose is a super good target for it. Let me think. I kind of like playing the Wrath of Gods instead. Mulligan this, I think. Ragnar with the 43 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Let's keep the Wrath this time. This I was trying to get. Yeah, maybe. Interesting. Opponent's cooking. Get a forest and a mountain, so maybe playing Valakut. I think I'm just holding up Reprieve here. Punished. Probably go down to Reprieves and Portable Holes with 3-4 Ephemerate. Maybe. The Portable Holes are really important to have a density of hits for Henge. But it could be fine. Well, I guess it's time. If they are Valakut, there's just a pretty good chance that this still gets there. Huh. So we're going to need a land to start using the Scepter. If we see Deicide in the sideboard, a Pog. Yeah, I think we could be approaching a Deicide format. At least the first copy seems kind of fine. I decided to play, well, I guess not in this deck, but in the other deck I was playing the Ray of whatever. If I trade Ketramose plus Basim. Definitely some cool overlapping synergy, though. Oh, Ketramose is only enchantments? I didn't actually realize Ketramose was Deicide proof. So dumb. I thought it said enchantment or god. I guess not. So they're probably just drawing Tip of Sage, right? What do you think of playing the MH3 Drake and the sideboard of Esper Ketramose? So I guess they don't have a Besagio. Nice. The MH3 Drake, is that the 1-mana 1/1 that returns a permanent? I don't understand exactly why you'd want that one. Ashiok probably good against them. I think we want the Wrath of Gods. This looks pretty solid. Oh, Volatile Stormdrake. Yeah, maybe. Steal your Ketramose. I guess there are 2 blue MH3 Drakes. Okay. I mulligan. Are we talking Dovin's Veto? My favorite card. Alright, we'll just put back an Orim's Chant and, hope to draw a Scepter. Can also hinge for a Scepter, maybe. Scepter, I hardly know her. Hour of Glory. Exile target creature. If that creature was a god, you surgical him. Cool. I mean, Veto has just become a bit of a meme because there was a chatter who was really pushing the whole Veto thing. I think I Solitude. Swingy swings. Doesn't Drake just kind of suck? I am a Kendrick fan. I've said Drake does kind of suck many times over the last year or so. We would not 1-2 drop the Chally, and then we're playing the deck in a league. As Ledger should have been power crept out, or would a Shredder Mako Monument deck be plausible? I don't know. I would recommend keeping your heart open to playing something like that. I've been testing Plunge into Darkness with Ketramose. I'm really liking it. If you pay 8 life, you can find Ketramose and immediately have necessary cards in exile. I'd want to see the math for finding Ketramose, but I am a resident Plunge into Darkness fan. Two artists who don't like each other can each have merits. Yeah, I agree. I mean, if you like Drake, it's obviously not. It's really never been that serious. I think the whole concept of rap beef is in general kind of silly. Please don't tell Kendrick I said that. All right, keeps a card on top. But it's also just kind of fun, you know what I mean? It's just fun to talk a little shit on the internet. So I'm going to field because they kept a card on top here. Yeah, so we played Plunge with like Veto, then I think I would like to see like a little bit more with the deck if possible, but there's something there. Oh my gosh, I didn't play my Henge. I mentally played the Henge and passed. In practice, the Henge is still in my hand. Sorry about that. That is really bad because I was really hoping to find a Scepter or a Ketramose here. I think I'm just gonna pop the Relic. Any more Scales brews in the world? I think Scales can be competitive tier 1 deck. I was enjoying Green-White Ritual and Night Energy before bans Aether Drift. But Scales was a ton of fun to watch you play. Yeah, so I liked the Scales deck we played with Gearhulk. Tier 1 is, I think, asking a lot where like that deck is very weak against Titan. And then there's a lot of sideboard cards that just kind of wreck it in general, like, you know, any deck playing Wrath Disguise, but I also kind of felt like the Hammer was the better between Scales and Hammer, but maybe it was just the easier deck. You know what I mean? So I don't really know. It was the short answer, I suppose. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to play Ashiok instead of the Chant, because this stops the Titan for a turn, and then it potentially allows me to top deck Scepter. They are playing Scape Shift. Like one thing also about okay, I got punished for minusing as you often do with Ashiok. One thing also about the Scales Gearhulk versus Hammer Gearhulk is that the Hammer deck is just inherently better against hate cards because you're just not nearly as weak to Stony Silence, which seems that seems to matter a lot. So I would like to play some maybe play more of the Hammer deck today. It could be a good time for it. Because I don't think I want to play any more of the Crab deck today. We can pull. I have Green-White Ritual with Gearhulk finally built. Although I don't know if I got the sideboard done. No, that's an old sideboard, so maybe it's not ready. So yeah, maybe we'll do Hammer instead. Needle. I don't know if you want to play the Needle. Maybe you do. We have Relic, just contain them pretty well. Sad to mulligan this hand, but I think you just have to put back the one lander. Yeah, I think we just need to play the Hammer deck. This is just one of those, like, we played one league and we trophied, and I guess we did start another league. I don't think we finished. But that deck just looked really good, and it was still maybe early. Okay, opponent's on a multi 5. We'll see where we're at after this league ends. Obviously, these leagues can take a long time. Elesh Norn is very, very good in these matchups. Prime, 24 months, Hammer's back. Yeah, we trophied with Bright Glass Gearhulk. Bright Glass Gearhulk was really good in Hammer. Just like, it's like just beefy, 2-for-1 that finds everything you need. It just kind of did everything. I would really like to Scepter plus Chant on turn 4, if possible. And, you know, I'm hoping I get to Reprieve a Rin 6. Just tuned in for Vindicate. Yeah, there are 4 Vindicates in our sideboard. How could we turbo Elesh Norn like turn 3? I've been thinking some about that. I was actually trying to play like Abzan with Fanatic of Ronus, Ketramose, Elesh Norn, and Bright Glass Gearhulk, I was trying to play a build that was including all of these cards over the weekend, and it was kind of tough. I do think it's interesting that Ketramose and Gearhulk are two new ferocious enablers for Fnatic, and like there's some interesting stuff you can do with Green Sun Zenith as well. But overall, I was kind of struggling with exactly what the list would look like, and you know what it would play like, all that. Yeah, I think we should just Reprieve again. Why not something like Vanishing Verse? Vindicate kills lands. It's the main reason to play it. It kills lands or permanents. Kills any permanent. Destroys target permanent. Do you think Ketramose has a place in Vintage Cube? I mean, of course. Of course it could. Have we cast Vindicate this league? We played it in the challenge. Vindicate is just kind of becoming a staple in these black-white sideboards. I don't think it's really very deep. It's like you need cards that can kill Elesh Norn. You need cards that are good against Eldrazi, and it's like basically the best card you can play against Eldrazi because it kills Torpor Orb, it kills Karn, it kills Utopia Sprawled Lands, and it kills their mana. Like, I think it's like the best sideboard card against Eldrazi you can play. It's not super duper good. Like, this is part of the problem is you don't have that many good sideboard cards you can play against Eldrazi. But I think Vindicate's really good because it kills Orb and kills Utopia Sprawl Land, etc., etc. And then it also like has incidental value because it kills Elesh Norn. It kills it's Stone Rain's Amulet Titan and kills Amulet. It's like it's better than like your other cards against Amulet Titan too. So I'm high on it. And when you cast a spell, you can click it. Seems kind of simple. Interesting. I always thought it was just too slow. Doesn't kill Ketramose. I mean, you're not playing the card in the sideboard to kill Ketramose. You're playing it to kill Elesh Norn, which is this, like, again, a nightmare card for you and a card that's becoming more popular. And you're playing it to Stone Rain. It, you know, like the fact that it doesn't kill Ketramose isn't, I think, particularly interesting. So I guess we chant to stop turn 2 Mycospawn, and maybe we can White Orchid Phantom them. Yeah, Chant also very good against Breach. Although, is Breach falling off? We haven't played against it today. I genuinely don't know, but it's possible that it's starting to fall off some. I do think that the Ketramose decks are good against Breach. Yeah, Elesh Norn's becoming more popular because it's good against Black-White and it's good against Titan, which are two decks that are rising in prominence. I mean, when you tap Scepter, the spell is guaranteed to cast regardless of whether the Scepter's on the battlefield. Ah, I see. Yeah, it is a little bit weird. Not in challenges. Still seeing a lot of play in challenges. Is it doing worse, or is it still just crushing? See, the most recent challenge, Ruby Storm, White-Black, Rakdos Burn, Belcher, Gorios, Mardu, no descriptor. It's a Mardu Ketramose brew. That looks pretty nice. So last challenge, big for Ketramose. Ruby Storm winning is pretty cool. Let's see what their build looks like. Artist Talent Gamers. And then the challenge before that, Boros Synergy, there's a Breach, Ramp, Eldrazi, Grixis Splinter Twin, and then Dingo on White-Black. Shout out to our friend. Then one Grinding Station. Honestly, this is a lot less Grinding Station. One Grinding Station, 2 White-Black. Feels like it's at the very least somewhat contained. Still, obviously, a top-tier deck. Well, let's fucking go. Grixis Twin. Is it possible people stop playing Breach thinking it'll get banned soon? It's possible. I mean, I don't know if they're as organized as the Titan players, but there could be something of that nature going on. Unsocial Cost, I think with 4 months. Yeah, definitely really enjoying the stream these days. It's been really fun. Just we had a long, like, 6-month period of things being really bad with MH3, and then the unbans, I think, have kind of saved the format. And like I think it's also really exciting that like black-white is just it outgrinds Boros. It's like it doesn't feel super intentional that that's the case. Like I don't feel like they designed it in that way or to do that, but I'm thankful that it does. Okay, so down a game. I think Breach and White Black will be the number 1 and number 2 most popular decks in the RC. I think they'll be the most popular, yeah. I agree. Yeah, I think let's go down the Nihil Spellbomb this time and just go down all the Solitudes. Yeah, Seal is just way better against Breach and Titan than Disenchant is. But, you know, the synergy with Scepter is interesting too. I don't think it's a huge deal. I mostly am treating Scepter as like a Splinter Twin card with Orim's Chant. Which I'm sad we couldn't have kept that hand, by the way. Okay, so we go Citadel on black here. Yeah, I'm not a believer that Damping Sphere is good against Titan, and we also have like Fields and White Orchid Phantoms to like pressure their double lands anyways. To the people who always comment no Damping Sphere whenever I play against Eldrazi, and I never bring it in against them because I don't think it's good. Do you bring it in against them? What decks do you bring it in against them with? What do you cut? How do you like it in the matchup? Sincerely, asking. I'm surprised more black-white lists aren't experimenting with Esper for consigns. Yeah, I think that's an option. It's like a little bit weird to like make your mana worse at every game versus have a better sideboard card. I do think it's a really good sideboard card. We've done that at least once, splashing for consigns. I really like that, at least like normal Ketramose, normal black-white. Okay, I chose black, so I have to fragmentize here. In like the normal black-white lists, it's like you like Vindicate being able to kill Karn, being able to kill Torpor Orb, in addition to being a Stone Rain is really nice because you're so weak to Karn for Torpor Orb. So like, but also Consign can counter Orb too, so and can counter Karn. So maybe it's a wash, but you can like draw into it. Was Cling to Dust main deck considered? I decided to play a Nihil Spellbomb instead. We're just like our black splash is really light, so 1 mana black cards I wanted to stay away from. But that one could be an exception. So kind of excited to go Citadel plus Ketramose next turn. I can start activating Hinge for 3 mana. Totally okay if they K-return me. Who's the Devourer? Forever in Exile, 4 cards in exile at the moment for Ketra. So there was like a genius chatter, I think it was last week, who said like one of the biggest problems with Ketramose is that there's no way to turn it off. Like it's not like you need 7 cards in the graveyard, then it can attack and block and you can exile the graveyard. Like once it's on, it's on. I guess there's like Rift Sweeper and stuff, but I think that it's a really interesting thought about the card. So they reveal a talisman, play a talisman, play a commercial district. They have 5 mana, so if they have a double land, they can play a 7-drop next turn. Always a pretty costly one. Yeah. There's like the precursors and stuff. So there's not nothing, but not a lot either. The worst thing about that thing is so easy to do all of it. Yeah, it's a good way to put it. There's a lot that's just very pushed about this card, of course. So this will be card number 5. I'm assuming they're going to go after my Black Source. A lot of good top decks. They go after my Hinge instead, which also makes some sense. When I was first getting into MTGO, there's every other deck that you really wanted to play, but was just unobtainable to me. I mean, I guess that deck was Splinter Twin for a long time, and after a long time saving and scrounging, I was finally able to buy into Twin. Yeah, I killed this so they can't K-command, I think. I was finally able to buy into Twin, and then they got banned 1 week later after like saving up for it for about a year. And then I sold a bunch of pieces, and I was like scouring eBay deals, and I was really I saved up for about a year to get Legacy Miracles, and then I did get to play a GP with that, and then it got banned. Forest, Bog, Emrakul, Rumble. I'm assuming they're going to take the Emrakul. They've got a lot of types in the yard: land, sorcery, kindred, instant, talent, artifacts. So that's 5 types. It costs 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if they have a land, they can cast it off the Rumble next turn. Maybe we've got a lot of stuff. We have Graveyard Hate that cuts them off of it. You're welcome for that. Saved you from playing Twin. Yeah. How did I do in the GP? I went 12-3. I remember I lost to Brian Bronduin on the mirror match in a game where I was like really ahead. I was going to resolve a Jace unless Brian's last 2 cards were 4th copy of Force of Will and a blue card, and they were. But then my last 2 cards were Ponder Brainstorm, and he had nothing, and he top decks a top, plays it, passes, and then I go draw land, cast Brainstorm, 3 lands, Ponder, shuffle, land. And I lost that game. Oh, here comes the K command. Wait, they chose Forest over Emrakul. That's actually really interesting. And so then he top decked the Monastery Mentor, and I lost. Yeah, still saving this for the Orim's Chant. I'm gonna name Karn the Great Creator here. Stinks that I wasn't able to reprieve the K command though. 2 on top, 2 on the bottom with the K command scries. How'd they cast K command? They got a spawn from the Rumble. I'm like, even if this Jace doesn't resolve, I'm so ahead. And then it was 4th Force of Will blue card. Incredibly flooded. And then that was I died for top 8 contention. But I did finish 12-3. Oh, I guess I have another funny story from that GP. The very last round, I sit next to Paul Cheon. At this time, I'm still a huge Paul Cheon fan. But at this time, I'm like watching Paul Cheon every single day. I've been watching him like prepare for this event all week, and I'm like really excited to see how Paul does. I think we cycle this. This basically gives them 1 more spawn, but lets me cycle the Reprieve, which feels really important. So I've been watching Paul all week, watching him prepare for this event, and he sits down next to me in the last round, and his opponent goes turn 1, Cabal Therapy, named Dark Ritual, just because he'd been streaming Legacy Storm all week. His opponent just knew he was playing it, which was very sad. And then he lost that match, he said, largely because of his opponent doing that, which definitely stank. But I also had like a really weird judge call that match, and he actually came up to me at like a burger or a barbecue place afterwards and asked me about how my judge call went. And I was like so excited to talk to Paul. But like I was like in game 3 against like red white taxes, and I was really ahead. I was in like a kind of an unlosable position, and I was just trying to get the game done like you do with Miracles. And I can't remember exactly if I either said spin top and then tap, or tap and then spin, but whichever one I said, I did the opposite. And it was like a 20-minute judge call. It was like a 20-minute judge call where I think my opponent got to like, it was really weird. They got to like look at the top 3 cards of my library, put 1 on top, and then I drew the card. And then as the judge walked away, one of the other judges was like, didn't that just do nothing? And the judge was like, I guess so. It was really funny. But then, yeah, he asked me how that call went. Arnta did the Emrakul. They didn't take the Emrakul off the Rumble, but also like, what do you want me to do? Okay, they're also not attacking with the Chrysalis. Okay. But that game was also just over, and it was so weird. So they play a Karn, the Karn has a needle on it. Does this have reach? It doesn't have... Wait. It does have reach. Okay. Did not know that. So my opponent has 11 points of power in play. I guess we're kind of cooked. I'm going to go ahead and get this down, though. And I'm going to print the Chant. And so I chump block here, I take 6, go to 5. If I draw Ketramose, I block here, take 8, go to 9. Okay, if I draw Ketramose, my opponent draws nothing for 2 turns. We have a chance. Can't you kick the Chant off Scepter? Well, there's the card. Yeah, I can't, right? I think it's good to get this down with the intention of killing the Karn eventually. Okay, they top deck Rumble into only a Karn, so Rumble into nothing. Is there any way I can deal with Karn? Yeah, I can draw Ketramose and potentially attack the Karn down. I also have 4 Vindicates in my deck, or 3 Vindicates. But it doesn't. Vindicate and Karn doesn't save me here, so I'm gonna have to, maybe I just draw Ketramose into Vindicate. No, I do have black. This one's on black here. So I was just trying to draw Ketramose. Did not draw Ketramose. This matchup seems very bad. Thoughts about the Yindrik Esper Ketramose deck? I haven't seen Yindrik's take on it. I would love to see it though if you want to link it. It seems like maybe Yindrik has found a good balance, but it's tough. Tainted Indulgence is kind of sick. 2 snare, 2 force, 2 push. 2 push, 3 pending. Interesting. So up against Goryo's. Okay, this is Flare ad nauseum. My Orim's Chance might be really good against them. My Fields may be really good too. Modern is pretty fun at the moment, I'll say. Thought about Soul Herder combo with Ketramose. A little bit. I do like that Soul Herder triggers the turn you play it. Like, this is a problem with Felia, is that you have to untap with Felia for it to do anything, and sometimes it gets bricked by a blocker. So, like, Soul Herder not being weak to either of those things is kind of real, but overall, I don't know really how I feel. Yeah, maybe killing this because for Flare was important. Although I can just Solitude this if I feel like I need to play around Flare. For whatever that's worth. Obsidat. Okay, I didn't read the 4 mana Obsidat. Sacrifice a creature, exile it, returns to the battlefield under its owner's control, beginning of next end step. At the cost of sacking a creature, I'm not getting too excited about that one, I guess. Soul Herder is like Snapcaster. Everyone wants it to be great in Modern all the time. I think that this is true. and I'm one of those people for both of these cards. Does see this list? Imagine I just like look at the link. I'm like, yeah, I've seen 6939943. It's mid. Not that good. Oh, you're not playing the new mage? Yeah, I don't believe in selective memory. I like this is actually like kind of even a long time. I guess now I portable hole an archaeologist. This is like a long time coming, but selective memory is like worse than normal builds of Belcher, and like I think this has been pretty extensively tested. So the difference here is Sapphire Medallion, which I don't think looks great, plus Stock Up, which I don't also exactly understand, but I could be missing something. I don't want to completely dismiss it, but I feel like I would just rather play Belcher, and play Belcher maybe with the new mage that sacks to Flare and tutors Belcher. Okay, keeps the card on top. Stock Up seems decent in Belcher. Maybe. I feel like it seems really slow. I don't know. I haven't cast the card yet. Maybe you need to. Is Adnaz actually seeing an uptick nowadays? I think opponent's just having a party. I haven't, it seems like they've brewed it with Flare, which is kind of cool. But it's not like this is not a common thing to see. So I'm going to hope to hinge into a Scepter or maybe a Ketramose if I can't find a Scepter. Opponent. No, wait. Is our opponent not playing Adnos? There's a Thassa's Oracle over there. Yeah, and they're playing Sleight of Hand. Yeah, I feel like they're playing. Maybe they don't have the card Ad Nauseam in their hand, but they're playing Thassa's Oracle, Angel's Grace Spoils, I would imagine. Cool. Stock up his Dig Through Time. Well, it's 1 mana more at sorcery speed and sees 2 less cards, but it's pretty close. Dig Through Time is pretty broken. Okay, there's a Pact of Negation. I don't love that one. And they brick on the other one. Okay, I do love that. Alright, if we do find a Scepter, we'll get rid of this trainer so they can't flare. Okay, we do find the Scepter. Decided to put Black Ketramose, though. So let's go Portable Hole. Target the one that can sack to flare. Cast the Scepter. This probably gets pacted, right? Although I guess they could just pact the Chant, maybe. So I guess if they have the combo, we get got by this Pact of Negation. All right, shields down. Angel's Grace. Okay, it's very important to see what their name is here. Like, what, this is a personality test. What card do you name? Oh, they named Thassa's Oracle because they have another Spoils, I guess. And no, Solitude doesn't stop this, by the way. They named This Town Ain't the Big Enough for the Two of Us. Excellent. All right, so it looks like they are, in fact, not playing Ad Nauseam. There's a 1 Brain Surge, 2 Brain Surge, 3 Brain Surge, 4, and none of the stock ups. Elesh Norn seems tough for them to beat. Obviously, seems pretty slow. We can bring in the Vindicates. They also weren't playing. There was Phyrexian Unlife, but no Blooms, which is interesting. Seems like Ashiok does a lot. I think Damping Sphere is kind of good against them, though. It basically makes their combo 3 more mana. And also, if they have a, it's much harder for them to protect their stuff with counter spells too. Devo Cam with the 25 months. Thank you. Welcome back. So looks like they have 2 islands, 1 plains. I want the opponent's deck list so bad. Well, you can get it. They revealed all the cards. Just if you want it bad enough, you can rewind the VOD and start writing. The thesis here that Scepter calls from exile. Or just Ketramose good, jam it. It's a bit more complicated than that. I mean, Ketramose good, jam it. This has been kind of clear. And Ketramose is kind of nice with Orim's Chant because you draw a lot of cards and you can chant. And then Monumental Henge can find you your Scepter and it can find you your Ketramose, which is interesting. And then you could also play Citadel and some Fields, which I think is also interesting. Tony with the 35 months. Hope you're doing well. I guess, sorry, I should have played the Field. Why Wrath of God no Dam? I honestly forgot that Dam existed when I built the deck, so we've had this conversation. Dam could be better. That being said, Wrath does pitch to Solitude, and Wrath does dodge Spell Snare. It does pitch to Solitude, and it does dodge Spell Snare. So I think it's kind of interesting. I couldn't tell you that I have a really strong opinion. That one is like double black is very unrealistic, but I would probably be interested in like a 1-1 split or just trying to league with the dams if you like this deck. Thank you, Tony with the 35. I cast Counterspell targeting these ads. Hell yeah, and Rag with the 3. Thank you as well. Right, a little reprieve for Falahi Archaeologist. We find a Damping Sphere, which is fun. I don't have black mana at the moment, so I think... I didn't see a basic swamp, so I think I'm going to target the Verge. Get my basic swamp, and then cast... Well, maybe I hold up Reprieve instead of casting the Sphere. I guess that makes sense. They're probably just going to play their thing, right? How good has Shatter Assumptions been in my black decks? It has like single-handedly won big games against Eldrazi. It's been a bad top deck. It's been too slow. It's kind of been all over the place. I think you can play one. In this deck, I don't think we can afford to play one because of the casting requirements. This is weird. If you go to discard with Necro and Ketramose, don't you deck out? No, right? Because Ketramose only... It says whenever one of our cards are put in exile from graveyards enter the battlefield. Wait, does Necro... Yeah, Necro doesn't... It doesn't go to the graveyard. It's a replacement effect. So I would think that this... Like, Necro doesn't trigger Ketramose, right? And that mostly, like, Ketramose is, like, redundancy. Ketramose is redundancy. I guess maybe we should have Reprieved. I think I'd rather hold up the Reprieve. Just get the flare out of there. But yeah, maybe Ketramose is just redundancy. I think it's an interesting question. I've already targeted the black mana some, so I think I'm going to continue to do that. Is the Ashiok the best sideboard card in Titan in decks like this that can't play moon effects? Yes, it is. Took your Ooblight Mopal midrange deck to action on Sunday. How did that go? I've been wanting to update that deck with the I want to play the 3/4 affinity creature, and I want to play the draw 3. I'm kind of like really excited. I'm getting excited about the draw 3. When 0/3 losing the Boros energy scales and affinity rough. Maybe get to abandon it then. I actually started to build that deck, and I'm like, I need to play something that's a little bit better against Titan for my mental health and my cyberbullying. I have a white-black Hinge deck that plays Mox Opal and switches the Field of Ruins for white-black Bridge and Flagstones. That's pretty cool. I've been kind of wanting to play Hinge plus Gear Hulk. Like, I've been wondering, could I play Monumental Henge in the Hammer deck? And I don't know if the answer is yes or no to that question, but I think it's kind of an interesting idea. Oh, they play around me vindicating the planes. Well done. That was great. Actually really impressed by that. If you had to print a card that is as strong versus Titan as Shatter Assumptions is versus Eldrazi, what would you make? I mean, it'd have to be something like discard all lands from the hand to make it equal to Assumptions. But I mean, Ashiok kind of is that card. I mean, but again, the problem with 3 mana sideboard cards against Titan, and I don't want to rant about Titan today, but just on a big level, the problem with 3 mana hate cards is that if you've lost game 1. These cards can win game 2 pretty often, but if you're just on the draw, they're too slow. And this is the problem. I'll be scared of Titan when someone actually wins a meaningful tournament with it, like the last American RC that happened, or what? All right, the Teferi Time Raveler and Flare of Denial have entered the chat here. Flare, pretty good. Although I guess they don't have white mana still. Okay, I'm actually gonna bait the Flare. No, I guess it didn't work. The Titan player cheated unintentional. I haven't heard about the cheating controversy. I just responding to I'll wait for Titan to win a meaningful event. It just won the last most meaningful event possible, for whatever that's worth. I know as Titan players will push the goalpost back further and further. So just let me know where you push the goalpost back to, and then I'll let you know what I'm doing about that. All right, so I don't think we're dying here. They have no white mana. They do put a card on top, which is not mandatory. Yes, I, Aspiring Spike, declare cheating to be bad. Cheating by definition can't be unintentional. That's true, yeah. If it was intentional, it was cheating. If it wasn't, it wasn't. So this gets countered. Titan player used Shifting Wilderness to copy something, never had Delirium. Source is Go Watch Your Voice. I believe that happened. I just didn't hear about it. And of course, cheating is bad, and I am against cheating. And I mean, this is also something about Titan and paper. It's just like they can just get away with whatever. It's probably the best deck to cheat with. What are we playing against? We're playing against Ad Nauseam here. I don't think that's a good argument for banning it or whatever, but I do think it's kind of silly. All right, they have Teferi, and they have 4 unknown cards in their hand. They have to have... They could have the combo here. Okay, they just play a Teferi. Fun match so far. Maybe they'll bounce a Trainer. Maybe they want to keep their static going. Yeah, Summer Bloom apparently is partially banned because of Titan cheating. But it says, wait, you did it in print? I said, no, I was baiting your flare. That's funny. So maybe they were F6'd. Intent is so hard to measure. I mean, I would say it's impossible to measure, right? Like that's just between them and Clothis. You don't know what's in their heart, even no matter what, you never really know if it's intentional. I accidentally F6'd out of habit. I was trying to figure out how to beat it. That's so funny. So that's very funny. That they've been playing around the scepter this whole time. Wait, they keep casting the oracles. I guess they just have another one in their hand. Have I collaborated in any of the sets coming up? Could I not tell us? I could tell you I haven't. They haven't asked me to do one again since I turned down MH3. I don't know if this is because they don't want me to work on it anymore, or if they just need people to come in person and they know I won't come in person because I won't. And I won't take significant time off the stream to work on a wizard set. But yeah, I have not been asked in a long time. Simply too controversial. So the good chance they have no more basics, so I think it's nice to field them here. No. I did not see the swamp. I guess I missed it. So we'll attack, maybe they'll minus, and then we'll get the Orim's Chant. Yeah, I could have stopped the madness. Listen, I would go back if I could, okay? Dang, I guess we're dead. Okay. I thought maybe they would minus on an Oracle. No, they just have the 3rd Oracle and the spoils, I can't chant because of the Fun Raveler. My opponent says the words, I'm so bad. Always game 3. I love these games where you just like activate Hinge at the start of your turn every turn for 3 mana. Ketra. So now my opponent can't even minus the Teferi to get my Chant online. Is there a reason Moto doesn't show the state of the match? I mean, I think that would be a good quality of life change. I don't really know why it doesn't. Wait. Their hand is last Thassa's Oracle, Angel's Grace Spoils? It's last Thassa's Oracle, Angel's Grace Spoils? No, they named Thassa's Oracle, and they were just hoping it was deep enough in the deck. But then they had the last Spoils! Good game. Jeez. Jeez. Okay. Okay, I guess I should Yeah, I think we do deserve like at least to play one Aether Sparkless League of Hammer. Phoenix, let's go. Cool. Probably not supposed to fetch a tap land before you loot. Might not have been intentional. Demilich? Yeah, so double black is tough for Dam, and it also pitches to Solitude and also dodges Snare. But I did forget Dam when I was building the deck, and I'm really not sure. It seems not very easy to hardcast. Right, seems like I should probably reprieve this. I was on board with everything, opponent, until you showed me Thing in the Ice. Now I am eternally disappointed. Yeah, the 2/2, the Thing in the Ice bracket. Good chance that I usually play 2 basic islands, so we'll see what their mana base looks like. But if it's the same, future fields will be really good. Yeah, Thing in the Ice for Scepter Chant. Right where we want to be. Okay, tapped, sink into the Stupor. I think I really want to activate a Hinge this turn. This would allow me to either find a Scepter for my Chant or a Relic for my Ketramose. And potentially I could just Wrath of God next turn too. Although if I went Ketramose this turn, I guess Ketramose Orim's Chant doesn't set up well for Wrath. We went 1-2 drop the challenge. We beat Necro Ketramose, lost to regular Ketramose, and lost to... we also Chant right now. No, I think we just set up for a Wrath of God. Or Scepter. Red black. Cast a Looting. But again, I could Chant now, but if my opponent casts a spell in response, I get the... Yeah, it's probably just too bad. Does Boros have any good answers to Scepter Chant Lock? Thinking of Wear Tear, Stony Silence. They can have Bombardment already in play. Yeah, I guess maybe they're playing Buried Alive. My opponent's failed to find a fetchable. And then they Surgical my Orim's Chants. Well, I could stop them from casting the Demilich. It seems to just like I should just let this go. Game 2, you should board out Scepters, not to have dead artifact hate. Well, you still have your relics though, so I don't. You have to play your relics. So that now they surgical my reprieves. Can they not see my Wrath of God? Yeah, main deck multiple surgicals. I did update Phoenix and I was playing a couple surgicals in the main, but it's been a little while since I've looked really closely at it. Then no Demoliches because they're just going to get Wrathed. There's the Relic. If I draw a land, I should probably just Ketramose. Okay, we can take a turn off. Yeah, Ketramose is just on now. Thank you to all the surgicals. 1 Phoenix in the yard after the Scour. 2 cards in hand, 1 looting, or two lootings in the yard rather. Wrath of God. Did people forget Dam as a card? I did forget Dam as a card. Yes, that is what happened. But also Wrath of God pitches to Solitude and doesn't get snared. So it is not just a strict upgrade. Is there some synergy between Ketramose and Scepter Chant? I'm missing, and they're both good and both white. Yeah, they both get found off Hinge, which is kind of cool. And when you draw a lot of cards of Ketramose, you can just cast Chant. But like It doesn't trigger Ketramose, no, if that's what you're asking. Yeah, and also, like, in this deck, the black is just not very easy to do. For whatever that's worth, I don't know. Wasn't Catcher plus Relic better last turn? Turn, block thing, and then take 3. Well, I didn't have enough mana to Catcher Relic and then pop the Relic. That's 5 mana. I only had 4. So this seemed to be a lot safer. I guess I could have Solituded to get one more look to pop the Relic. So we're up a game against Phoenix. Unlucky for them, Grafdigger's Cage is currently a pretty popular sideboard card. Does seem like the Phantom plan was good enough against them. Let's cut the Elesh Norn. We're going to cut a Scepter since it seems like I probably need to use some Chants kind of aggressively. Just trim one. I think I want to keep my Wraths in. You're going to play Ashiok against them? I feel like I don't like Ashiok against Phoenix that much. It has its moments. But we're already playing 2 Cage, 4 Relic, Spellbomb. Oh, yeah, we should have brought in the Damping Sphere. I mean, I want Phoenix to have some fun. Portable Hole. I mean, they're playing Thing in the Ice, but maybe we should go down to Portable Hole for damage. Just -2/+2. Thing in the Ice. We're going to draw a land. Never any doubt. So I'm going to need to make sure I don't get got by the Demi-Lich Hold Priority Trek. See, I guess it does not that serious, even if it does happen. Yeah, Ashiok is basically just an anti-Titan sideboard card. Yeah, GG's Igloo is a really fun match. Going back to playing Ketramose the previous turn, was popping the Relic the same turn you played Ketramose needed. You still would have been able to block Thing in the Ice because the 2 surgical. I mean, they had double Demi-Lich in the yard, which was kind of scary, but I guess maybe it was just fine. They could have also had Sink into the Stupor Bounce Ketramose. Playing in the Showcase this weekend? I didn't queue, no. Yeah, I guess if they go Demi-Lich cast it, they can just get me. They do discard a Phoenix and a Surgical, and then they do just cast a Lich from the hand. They could have discarded the Lich and then cast it before I pop the Relic for whatever that's worth. That's the little trick we're talking about. How do you feel about the Esper Ketramose Frog lists? I think that they're underrated. I suppose that's the word I'd use. I've played against them some, and they seem to be pretty good. And I am kind of surprised how little I play against them usually. Would be my overall evaluation of the deck. There's a showcase challenge on Saturday. Oh, I thought it was just the showcase. We just had a modern showcase challenge. There's another one? Okay, so there's not a modern showcase. What showcase is it? Or if there is one, it's not showing up here. If there's a showcase on Saturday, we'll play it on stream, yeah. AVR, the 6 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Yeah, it's that time again, huh? Any builds with Citadel and Amulet, generally not specifically Ketramose. I don't think I've played any on stream. I had some ideas with Urge's Cave and that, or maybe we... Yeah, I don't know if something like that ever made the stream or not, but we have played something close to that. I'm going to hit myself here for mana fixing. And I'm probably going to chant them. You have to fight a black belt tomorrow. How do you not get smashed? Become a black belt yourself? I hope that you are. I hope it's not like, you know, your stepdad or something. Yeah, usually I just like to cash in the draw 3. Got some Solitudes up here. Crane kick. What you know about crane kicks, chat? Okay, Lightning Axe on my Ketramose to discard the Phoenix. This card sure is indestructible, huh? Faithless Looting. Yeah, I think if you played Ephemerate, you would move away from the Wraths and you'd play maybe some Wall of Omens. Yeah, you could play them. Just a different direction to go. And I kind of wanted to move away from the Ephemerate stuff, right? Because that's kind of the more stock build. So I thought a more controlling Scepter Chant build that, again, is just moving away from that direction would be an interesting... Calamity's Wake would be good in this deck. Yeah, maybe Calamity's Wake over Wrath. That's the Foretell Wrath, right, that exiles. Biz with the 34, appreciate you. So they don't escape the Demolition, which I thought they cast 4. Maybe they didn't cast 4. Where's the time I kicked the Blood Chief's Thirst on the Tusk? Yeah, I remember that too, actually. I mean, they're just doing it. I mean, they didn't need to cast the Rough Tumble. It seems like they're kind of just giving up. The Asmo deck didn't do that well, but we played against double Doorkeeper Thrall, double Stony Silence, which was kind of rough. Thrall was like really good against the Crab Abomination, stupid vehicle deck. Calamity's Wake is Silence, Exile Yards. Like, I'll need to read that one then. I thought that was the Doom Foretold. Best cheap sweeper for a deck like this, Flaying Tendrils. Probably Pest Control. How much do you value your life points? Could you explain the thought process on not sold on your turn for the extra card? Yeah. So that's a good question. I guess kind of simply here, if I Solitude the Arc-like Phoenix, it's basically worth 4 life points, right? Because I lose a card from... I get 1 card for 4 life. 3 from the Phoenix, 1 from the Ketramose life loss. This is a game that I can never, ever, ever lose unless my opponent somehow aggroes me out. Like, my opponent, like, it cannot deal with this Ketramose realistically, and the only way I could see them winning is if they can figure out a way to out-aggro me. And so it seems like to me that 1 card is not worth 4 life points in this situation. But the answer overall is just, it depends. Okay, so we 3-2 the league. Kind of an interesting option, probably worse than other Ketramose builds overall. I think you could try Dam, you could try a more Ephemerate focus plan. Just mostly kind of interested in exploring Henge. So I guess let's continue to try to do that. Let's continue to try to do that and play another league with the Gearhulk Hammer deck. Let's go. I was updated on stream.